The impossible rescue. For 3 weeks, the whole world watched and waited. 12 boys in Thailand, aged 11 to 16, were lost. On June 23, the boys and their soccer coach had gone into Tham Luang Cave. They had not come out. It had rained hard after the boys and their coach went into the cave. Deep water blocked their way back to the entrance of the cave. The boys could not get out. They had to go farther into the cave to get away from the water. Tham Luang Cave is the longest cave in Thailand. The boys walked 2.5 miles. They finally found a safe place out of the water. They waited for the water to go down. It didn't. It kept getting higher. They had no food. After a few days, their flashlights stopped working. They were in total darkness. Looking for the boys. The next day, June 24, people went into the cave to look for the boys. They couldn't go very far. There was too much water. The Thai Navy SEALs came. More help came from all over the world: China, Myanmar, Laos, Finland, Australia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. An expert cave diving rescue team came from the United Kingdom. More than 10,000 people worked to help find the boys. Families and coaches waited. All of Thailand waited. The whole world waited. 10 days went by. Were the boys still alive? Many people prayed. The British cave rescue team wore diving equipment. They carried oxygen tanks with them. They crawled and swam in the dark and dangerous waters of the cave. They put up a guide rope along the wall. Found. On July 2, the British rescue team came up out of the water into a large open space. They were surprised to see the boys. John Volanthan spoke to them in English. "How many are here?" Some of the boys could speak a little English. 13. The boys and their coach were alive. Thank you," said the boys. "Eat, eat, eat, eat." The boys were very hungry. "Tomorrow, people will bring food and a doctor," said the rescuers. The divers followed their guide rope back to the entrance of the cave. It took 5 hours to go back. They had taken videos of the boys in the cave. The families and the world saw that the boys were alive. How will the boys get out? The next day, Navy SEALs and a doctor went back into the cave. The guide rope showed them the way. They crawled and swam through fast-moving, ice-cold water to bring food, drinks, and blankets. The boys were very happy, but the danger was not over. The boys were weak. Some could not swim. Parts of the cave were very narrow. The rocks on the walls were sharp. The oxygen level in the cave was going down. Then something terrible happened. A Thai Navy SEAL was bringing oxygen tanks into the cave. His own oxygen ran out. Saman Kunan died 2 days later. Kunan had given his life to save the boys. This showed how dangerous it was to move the boys. The SEALs thought that it might take many weeks to get the boys out. The rescue plan. The SEALs made a decision. They had to work fast. They brought large pumps to pump water out of the cave. They could only bring out a few boys at a time. The guides chose the 4 strongest boys to go first. They placed each boy in a plastic cocoon, like a hot dog in a bun. Each boy wore a diver's mask to connect to an oxygen tank. A diver in front held the oxygen tank for the boy and pulled the cocoon through the water. In the dry parts of the cave, other SEALs carried the cocoon. Safe! The first rescue took 9 hours. Ambulances took the boys to a hospital. The next day, SEALs brought 4 more boys out of the cave. 1 day later, 4 more boys and the coach came out of the cave. It was the hardest rescue we ever did, said the Navy SEALs. When all of the boys were out of the cave, the pumps stopped working. Water started rushing into the cave again. The doctor and the last 4 Navy SEALs got out of the cave just in time. All over the world, people watched the rescue on TV. People shouted and sang and danced with joy. The boys got out of the hospital after 1 week. They told their story on television. There may be a movie soon about this impossible rescue. Read to you by Gene Zerna, MasterSpokenEnglish.com.